Which one should you go for? Google's new Pixel 9 Pro XL or Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra? Hey everyone, I'm Vic with PhoneArena and I've been using both side by side in the past few days, and after running dozens of tests, let me tell you the pros and cons of each one. The Pixel 9 Pro XL has a new design with flat sides, so it looks a lot like an iPhone, while the Galaxy has a more distinct, original look. Both phones are quite big, but the Galaxy feels like the bigger one. It is taller and it weighs nearly 5% more. A small difference, but it counts. And you can find the full specs breakdown on PhoneArena, and I'll leave the link in the description. And for materials, the Pixel uses a shiny aluminum frame, which actually smudges quite easily, but looks very glamorous, while the Galaxy uses fancy titanium for the frame with a matte finish. Now, I prefer the glitzy look of the Pixel, but that's personal preference. And this is also the first Pixel to get an ultrasonic fingerprint reader after years of using a slower optical one. So it finally matches the Galaxy Ultra series, and both feel fast and accurate. The Pixel also has a new processor under the hood, the Google-made Tensor G4. These Tensor chips by Google are good for AI, but in the past few Pixels, they tend to get hot and are not very power efficient. So is the new Tensor G4 finally better? Now, to test that, first we run the Geekbench benchmark for CPU performance, and well, the news is not great. The Galaxy and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip inside it just smokes the Pixel, especially for multi-core performance. For gaming though, it's interesting. The Galaxy starts with a massive score, nearly double that of the Pixel, but it throttles very fast and is not as stable, while the Pixel starts slow but does a good job maintaining performance. Now, it's still a win for the Galaxy for gaming, but the difference is just not massive. The Galaxy is around 30% faster for longer gaming sessions. So overall, the Galaxy is still the faster phone. Now, rumors say that the Pixel 10 next year will finally switch to a TSMC made chip, and if you don't know, that is the same factory that makes the Snapdragon and iPhone chips, so it's supposed to be a big upgrade for the Pixel 10, but unfortunately the one in the Pixel 9 Pro XL is just not quite as fast yet. The Pixel also comes with 16 gigs of RAM, more than the 12 gigabytes in the Galaxy, and Google says it keeps some of that just for AI tasks. Now, I did notice AI to be very fast on the Pixel. For example, in the cool Pixel Studio app for AI image generation, it only takes a few seconds to generate an image, while in other apps I've noticed they take longer to generate images. But before we talk more about AI, let's look at the cameras, shall we? You have 4 cameras on the Galaxy, you have 3 cameras on the Pixel, so it has one more telephoto camera. Now, for the main camera, both phones use roughly the same sensor size, and while we have a 200 megapixel resolution on the Galaxy and a 50 megapixel resolution on the Pixel, both actually output 12 megapixel photos by default. And just look at these day photos. The differences are honestly so tiny. It's hard to pick a favorite. If you really pixel peep, you would notice detail on the Galaxy has a bit of artificial sharpening, while the Pixel looks a bit more natural. Also, occasionally the Pixel has the better dynamic range, as in this photo of the sunset, but most of the time they're similar, and even at night the quality is very close. Only in very dark photos like these ones you notice the Pixel captures a bit more light, but again, nothing major. Even zoom quality is closely matched between these two. Here are a couple of photos at 3 times zoom, 5 times zoom, and 10 times zoom, and to me they look very close. What's really cool, however, is the new Panorama Mode on the Pixel. Just look at this photo I took at sunset. It looks so dark and depressing on the Galaxy and so much better on the Pixel. The difference is literally night and day. There is also one big improvement in camera quality, and this time it goes to the Pixel. It is the new Selfie Camera, which is now much wider and uses a new 42 megapixel sensor for pixel binning, which means better low light photos. With such wide field of view, it is just fantastic for vlogging, and it feels like just using a GoPro camera. Here's a quick vlog on the Galaxy and the Pixel side by side so you can see the difference. Alright guys, so this is what the front-facing camera on the Pixel 9 Pro XL looks like compared to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I'm holding them at a one hand, one arm distance. You can see just how much wider the field of view on the Pixel is. It's really quite impressive. Speaking of video quality, the Pixel gets an improved video boost feature which no longer takes so long to process videos, and I think this gives the Pixel an upper hand over the Galaxy for video quality. That one, however, calls for a separate video. Stay tuned for that on the channel. Now, the one video feature you only have on the Galaxy, however, is the ability to switch between the rear cameras and the front camera while recording video. This is super cool and useful, and I don't know why other phones don't support this, but yeah, you cannot do this on the Pixel. Okay, let's get to the meat of it. What about those cool new AI tricks and features? Now, for photo trickery, the Pixel is just a lot more capable. Or should I say a bit too capable? Now just look how easy it was for me to select a part of this selfie, use the new Reimagine feature on the Pixel, and add a freaking rocket to the image. And it was so convincing that a few of my friends were fooled when I sent them this image. And sure, you can probably do the same thing in Photoshop, but that would take skills, time, and just a lot more effort, while the Pixel makes this kind of image altering so incredibly easy. I'm a bit scared, honestly. The Galaxy in comparison only has some AI tricks currently. It can move an object or delete something from an image, but nothing quite like the Reimagine feature on the Pixel. Interestingly, even the sketch to image feature from the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is still not available on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which is very strange, knowing that the S24 Ultra actually has an S Pen built in that would be perfect for sketch to image, but yeah, it will probably come in the future. The Galaxy also lacks a native AI image generator like the Pixel Studio app, which again is lots of fun and can also easily create some very controversial images, but I find it just a bit less problematic than the Reimagine photo editor. Now, the other really impressive new feature is Gemini Live. Now, this one requires a $20 a month subscription to Gemini Advanced. With the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you get it free for a year. Then Gemini Live, in case you don't know, is a super realistic AI voice. You can just have a conversation with it like you would with a real person. Here's a quick demo. Hey Gemini.
Hey there, what's on your mind today?
Alright, so I was wondering what is the name of a movie about a woman swimming from the US, from Miami to Cuba, and what is the distance she swam?
The movie is called Nyad. It's about Diana Nyad, an incredible athlete who swam from Cuba to Florida. That's quite a journey. It's about 110 miles or so. Did you want to know more about the movie?
However, this is not a Galaxy or a Pixel thing. It seems that most phones with the Gemini app have this, and I did not notice the conversation being any different on the S24 Ultra than on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Alright, last thing, battery life. First, the good news is that the Pixel 9 Pro XL is an improvement. We ran our web browsing battery test that we do here in-house, and the Pixel scored 18 hours and 52 minutes, much better than the previous model. But it is still a bit short of the Galaxy, which scored 20 hours and 6 minutes. In real life, I found the Pixel lasts through even those longer days, but falls a bit short of being a 2-day phone. Stay tuned for a more detailed battery test video that compares the Pixel 9 Pro XL to other flagships. Subscribe to the PhoneArena channel to not miss that. Finally, let's talk prices. The Pixel 9 Pro XL costs $1,100 for the base 128GB model, but we recommend getting the 256GB version for $1,200. The Galaxy S24 Ultra with the same amount of storage starts at $1,300, so it's a bit more expensive. So which one should you go for? Now, if you want the phone with faster hardware for things like gaming, and if you really like the S Pen, then go for the Galaxy. But if you're really interested in all things AI, the Pixel feels like the better choice. And now with the much improved design, it no longer feels like a second-class flagship too. So what's your pick between these two, and why? Let me know in the comments. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts and opinions about these two. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.